This is Performance Theory with Mike Clark.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. This week we're going to be talking about the mistakes that personal trainers make. And yes, there's a lot of them because, whether you're just starting out as a personal trainer or if you've got years and years of experience, there's a lot of pitfalls you can encounter on your way. And in the course of working hard to help improve your client's fitness, it's possible to overlook a few things that could boost your customer satisfaction and your loyalty. It's easy to fall into some of these pitfalls, but the good news is they're all really easy to correct. So today we're going to be going through some of the most common mistakes to avoid if you are a personal trainer. First mistake we're going to go through is failure to get a medical history. Now, trainers often neglect to obtain a medical history of health conditions and injuries for their client. It's important to be aware of these issues before the training begins. Not every client needs or will benefit from a full physical fitness assessment. However, every client needs some type of evaluation. For example, you may have a significantly out-of-shape client who works a sedentary job and has an unbalanced eating habit. It's unnecessary to subject that individual to do a full battery of assessments such as push-ups, sit-ups, or 1 mile run to determine the benchmark. Instead, focus on the client's goals and what measurements or metrics you can safely collect that directly relate to the initial short-term goals. For all clients, be sure you don't skip this paperwork component of screening and assessment, which includes your health history, your waiver of liability, informed consent, and other lifestyle inventory behavior details. These tools help to inform the overall safety and structure of the program, and they're necessary and required for all clients regardless of their fitness level or goals. The point here is to use your judgment when it comes to the physical fitness assessments. How many times have you gone into the gym and you see trainers making stuff up on the spot, not recording what their client's doing? Well, the second biggest mistake is insufficient record keeping. A frequent fault that trainers make is not maintaining documentation on the clients. You walk into any gym and it's easy to tell whether a trainer is serious about their job or not. It doesn't matter what method you use to monitor the workouts, but every set, rep, and weight should be tracked. Do this to both improve the client's results and to protect yourself legally. Next up on my list is my number one pet peeve, and that is cookie cutter programs. So many times in the gym you see trainers kicking out the exact same program to all of their clients that day, workout of the day, regardless of client ability, their goals, it didn't matter. When you are designing a program, each program should be individualized to address the client's fitness levels, their progress, and their personal goals, instead of this one-size-fits-all program. Moving on to our next fault, you got to make sure you don't disregard the basics. Certified personal trainers are extremely knowledgeable in the variety of training methods and techniques. However, not every client who seeks your services is ready to hit weights or attempt box jumps. I know it's fun to try these new techniques with clients, but you got to make sure you address the basics. Sometimes it means working on flexibility, their muscular imbalances, or their posture, or their balance concerns. For example, if your client's core strength is poor, it's not a good plan to have them perform back squats with a fully loaded bar. Instead, you can use other techniques to build core strength to support more advanced or challenging movements. Using a client's body weight, for instance, might be a more appropriate place to start. There's always new ways to make a move more challenging, but don't expect each client to be able to do that initially. Some trainers tend to forget that it's ultimately the client that calls the shots. And this is our next mistake, which is pushing a client too hard, too fast. Experienced trainers can read the client and it can adapt the program accordingly. If your client's not ready to take that next step, you may have to dial it back a bit, work on their form, work on their technique before they make that next move to that higher weight or to that new exercise that you're thinking about. As a trainer, you do know that in order to achieve goals, you have to push your clients outside of their comfort zone, but pushing them past a reasonable level is ultimately going to cause them to walk away from you. We've all walked into those big box gyms and seen those personal trainers who are not paying attention to their clients whatsoever. And this leads to our next biggest mistake, which is unfocused attention on your clients. Clients want to feel that they have your undivided attention, so eliminate anything that could distract you. Wait until the fitness session is over before you check your cell phone, and definitely avoid eating in front of clients. Be present and coach your clients through each and every step of their exercise program. Some trainers promote themselves as the be-all, end-all solution to all of their clients' problems. But this leads to our next problem. Don't be afraid to refer out. Work within your scope of practice and build your network. If you're not qualified to train or give advice to a potential client in a special program, refer them to someone who has the experience or certification in that area. Focus on the types of training where you excel. Build your network of health professionals and refer out. Know when things are outside of your scope of practice. If a client isn't ready to train but is coming back from an ACL injury, it's your responsibility to take care of their needs. Not to mention, establishing working relationships with physical therapists, chiropractors, nutritionists, and doctors can lead to referrals down the road. A lack of customer service is one of the biggest things that plagues the personal training industry. Good customer service makes you stand out from other trainers in your area. Customer service extends beyond smiling and helping them out during their appointment and counting their reps. It means pre-booking their sessions to ensure that they have their preferred time and day. It means telling them when their package is running out. It means giving them the best price that you possibly can. And it also means showing up on time for your appointments. It also means that if you are running overtime on their appointment, that you just inform them and you actually ask for their permission if it's okay to go overtime. A lot of our clients have tight schedules, and running overtime and not letting them know can stick them further behind in their entire day. You've got your personal training certification, but what are you doing to better yourself? One of the biggest mistakes trainers make is not getting continued education. If you want to maximize your success and your clients' results, it's imperative that you stay up to date on the latest techniques by taking courses to increase your knowledge base. I can't tell you the amount of times I've been in the gym and I've seen personal trainers spitting out information to their clients that is incorrect, bro science, and maybe it was correct 15 years ago, but they haven't done anything to better themselves, and so they're still relying on the old information, which ultimately does not help their client whatsoever. Our next biggest mistake on the list is trainers who talk too much about themselves. The time spent in sessions belongs to your client, so try and keep best focused on them. If they have a question about you, don't skimp on the details, but make sure you follow it up with a question directed towards them. Lastly, we're going to talk about trainers working too much and burning out. Sure, it sounds like a good idea to work as much as possible. That way you make the most money, right? Well, wrong. Schedule your clients in bunches. Figure out the times that you want to work during the week and only put clients in with those slots. If you feel like you need a break and aren't excited to go to the gym anymore, then take the long weekend off. Disconnect and get some rest. Exhaustion creeps up on trainers. The money lost while taking a short rest will come back tenfold if you do a great job instead of a mediocre one. Thanks, guys, for listening. Please share this podcast and make sure you subscribed, because a bunch of you are listening haven't passed it on to your friends. Find me on social media at Mike Clark Life on all major platforms, or visit MikeClarkLife.com.